chaos from previous year. This is an encore presentation of a vignette you saw last year, but it effectively shows some areas where people can let chaos enter their continuing ed and pre-licensing process.
You're one busy rat. Boy, you like me. I'm the guy that can help busy rats like you check things like pre-licensing, CE courses off your mammoth busy rat list of things to do. The time it takes you to toss that cute little umbrella, I could have you passing every course and graduating magnet soon from my own. Time I can say he was unbelievable. Protect yourself and your business from chaos.
That was one of my favorite chaos videos from last year because, Peter, that one makes it very clear some issues that people have to pay attention to regarding CE and pre-licensing. What did you see in that video?
Oh, what I saw was chaos, I believe, ran a school or something, was helping others to do their CE by taking a lot of shortcuts.
Sounds like a convenient process.
It was very convenient. And convenient until it's not. And that's the point. That, you really can't take a shortcut on these things. And it's your responsibility. You can't, if you go to a school and you're supposed to have 8 hours of CE and they'll give you 8 hours for 1 hour, that's a red flag to you because you have the responsibility. You can't just say, well, that's what the instructor did. You're the licensed person. You're the one who's accountable. So you need to take responsibility.
So, Peter, you mean to tell me if someone finds an approved instructor out there somewhere offering particularly continuing ed, because most of the pre-licensing we do is through PFSU, but if there's an approved provider out there and they take shortcuts, I mean, that's their problem, not your problem. Are you responsible for that as a licensed person?
You're responsible. And it's frankly both the problem. But you're not out of it simply because you followed someone else's instruction. And, most of, obviously, licensed providers are almost always okay. Certainly, you can consult with us about where to go. But every once in a while, there's an instructor out there that's taking a shortcut for you and thinking they're helping you when they're not. And, the thing that's always troubled me about the continuing education issues, and on occasion we have them, again, they're rare, but they do occur, is this is learning. This is making yourself better. And I think it's one of those situations where you kind of, I got to get that done. I haven't done it yet. I'm getting toward the end of the year. And that's when the convenience or seeming convenience of the chaos comes into your life. When if you just make the time, think about it in advance, and go, what we hear is folks say, you know what, I really learned something from that. I was glad I did it. So it's always troubled me that people will jeopardize their career for something that actually helps them.
Yeah, and I use the word convenience on purpose because, Peter, we've seen this, you're right, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does at the root of it, doing it the right way was inconvenient because people waited to the last minute or they didn't prioritize or just didn't think this was a critical enough thing to pay that close attention to. And then when they said, I'm going to try to do it a convenient way, that's when shortcuts occurred. And really, people really do have to focus on this. Pre-licensing, states and provinces, many of them have specific requirements, not only that you have to go to class, but you have to do things while you're there. There's a specific curriculum that you have to follow. In many locations, there's a certain number of hours that you have to be in class. And if you find yourself in a situation where an instructor is taking shortcuts, then you've got to raise that issue. It's too important to you just to assume that an instructor knows what they're doing. And you've got to make sure that you meet all the rules. And it's the same way on continuing ed. And Peter, most locations, somewhere you've got to sign off saying that you did it and that you did it correctly. And we're going to talk more specifically about signatures later, but boy, this area never signs something that's not totally out.
And the thing you sign is being sent to the state, saying you did it. So once again, you have state action. And the thing that happens in these CE problems is the clarity of the violation. So, someone who didn't do CE but got a certificate from someone who, like chaos, they didn't do CE. There's no question about it. And so it's an easy mark for a regulator, and regulators, as they should, take this very seriously because this is part of having
mucha gente viene a prelicencia, y tú nos dicen los team leaders muy seguido. Mucha gente viene a una prelicencia y cuando llega acá le piden que usan lápices y papel con las manos. Usted viene a una prelicencia, usted sabe que su letra es, hay que tomar nota. Usted tiene que prestar atención a lo que dice o la computadora o su profesor, porque es parte importante de obtener su licencia. No hay caminos cortos para obtener licencia, solo hay uno, 20 horas de requerimiento con el Estado para que usted obtenga su licencia, no hay ningún otro camino. Él dijo algo bien importante, si tú haces algo que no está permitido, ¿de quién es la responsabilidad? Seguro mismo. De cierta forma usted va a afectar también a su líder,
con la salvedad es que cada estado es diferente y tiene sus reglas, porque en Pensilvania son 24.
24 horas para la licencia. ¿Okay? Usted es responsable de lo que usted hace fuera de la lista de su entrenador. Usted es responsable. Yo le digo a usted, usted no puede hablar de seguro de vida sin licencia. Y cuando yo me voy de su casa, usted me está hablando de seguro de vida y usted es responsable de lo que usted está haciendo. Ya usted lo sabe. Cuando usted llega a una reunión, especialmente para la prelicencia, usted tiene que su nombre, firma y fecha. No coloque el nombre ni la firma ni la fecha a nadie más. No haga eso. Yo sé que nadie se lo ha hecho. Pero lo estaba pensando hacer y que lo haga por lo menos. ¿Ok? Entonces, ¿cuáles fueron los 3 temas que tocamos hoy? La prelicencia. All right. Señores, que tengan mucho. Esta es la parte número 1. El otro domingo se va a hacer la parte número 2. Y el sábado, si usted está acá hoy, usted puede estar acá el otro sábado, usted termina con planes. Ya, usted tiene 8 años para usted seguir haciendo dinero por ahí. ¿Verdad? Ahora, si no tiene que regresar el próximo domingo y terminar la parte 2, usted sigue como la mona. ¿Verdad que sí? Señores, queda una semana para Hawái. Hawái. Desde noviembre que se voy entonces para Hawái. No es seguro, y voy a andar en el cementerio, vamos a ver cómo se viene. Tal vez el próximo viaje, ¿quién quiere saber para dónde el próximo viaje es? Tal vez, no, aquí ya te digo que es el otro viaje. Tal vez, porque ese es la cultura de mi vida, entonces comienza con la gente que quiere hacer. Para Universal Studios. Y la compañía cierra